Okay, so a question about power stations. Which part of the power station is heat usefully converted to kinetic energy? So where does the heat get changed into kinetic energy? Well, we've got steam coming along here, and then that steam is used to make this rotate inside the turbine. Which part of the power station is kinetic energy used for converted to electrical energy? Well, the generator takes that motion and changes it into electrical current in the generator. Okay, see the generator. Right, a transformer is used to convert 25 output from the power station to 115 kilovolts. State the equation linking power, voltage and current. Well, that's a nice simple one. P is equal to I times V. Power is equal to current times voltage. Compare the input current and the output current of the transformer. Assume there are no energy losses in the transformer. 3 marks. So for a transformer, we know that we have, if there's no energy losses, power in must equal the power out. Okay, that is if we've got no energy loss. So we should have the current in times the voltage in must equal the current out times the voltage out. So the voltage has been made a lot bigger in the power station. And if the voltage is made a lot bigger, then the current must be made smaller. Okay, if this is big than that, then this one must be made small and that one must be big. So a large output voltage must mean a smaller output current. What is the advantage of transmitting electricity at high voltage? Well, a higher voltage means lower current, and a lower current means less energy loss in the wires. Okay. So some power stations use uranium as a fuel. Now we looked at lots of different types of power stations. And uranium was one of them in the nuclear power. And we looked at the advantages and the disadvantages of all the different types of power station. Okay, and you filled in a big table explaining all of that. We used the computers to do some research on the laptops as well. Describe the problems that arise from the disposal of waste from this power station. So nuclear power, what are the problems with it? Okay, so uranium is radioactive. Okay, that's one problem. It emits radiation. We haven't really studied a lot of detail about radiation yet, but we know that it is radioactive. And the other thing about it is it has a very long, what's called a half-life. Oops. Half-life. It will be radioactive for thousands of years. Okay, so that's another problem for it. The other thing about it is that uranium is a dangerous thing. Uranium is also used in nuclear weapons. So a part of a problem for it is that it is tempting to terrorists. It seems like a silly thing to put in a physics paper, but it must be secured, must be stored securely. Must be stored securely. You got to make sure that people can't come and steal it or something. That's 3 marks. Another thing about it is a human aspect. You don't want to have nuclear waste near where you live. So nobody wants to have a nuclear power station next door to their house. So another problem is that there are few appropriate locations for the storage of nuclear waste. So that makes it very expensive. All of these things make it very expensive. So there's lots of problems with nuclear power.